Oof, still using this Prism app. Never got around to just deleting it, because why not? Meaning, why would I effing think about it, even? I only think about these stupid streams when I'm streaming them. As soon as the stream's over, I'm done with it. Anyway, who has time, for more? It's been a little while, probably about a month maybe, since I did any kind of update at all. I will start posting on Patreon again, and there is quite a barrage of things I actually need to post. Even going as far back as 2 to 3 weeks ago, there have been things I could have posted realistically. But I was already in the position where just like sitting down at the desk and writing a post was slightly problematic for almost the entirety of the last 4 weeks. Basically the entire last month, my desk was just unavailable for anything. It was just end to end, taken up by a bit of an array of synthesizers. And it's not that I was doing nothing but synthesizing, but it's not like I could take it all apart in between working with them. Before I kind of disappeared for a month, I've actually done a little bit of work on CLOUDOME. I even took a few screenshots of the process. Just kind of like interesting imagery came together. I think I posted some of it. I think one of those images, the first one. I then took like 5 more just like that. On Discord, I think I posted it. So that happened. And yeah, actually did quite a bit of writing too. I think chapter 5 of AZ could technically be already uploaded to Patreon as a bit of an early access type deal. I'm definitely gonna give it one more pass, because the one I've just finished, did I say chapter 5? I meant chapter 4. Sorry. Chapter 5 is actually really short, so I should be done with it rather quickly when I actually get around to work on it again. But chapter 4, I've only done one more pass since my early zero draft, and it's definitely probably not even remotely, all things considered, as elevated as I would want it to be, but it is now actually readable, because zero draft, despite me kind of giving it like a quick read, or skim rather, I gave it a quick skim after I finished it originally, but so many typos. Oh my god. So many typos, a little bit of even like airplane, a little bit of whatever, kind of like inconsistencies in spelling from things established in earlier chapters and whatnot. No logical continuity errors or anything like that, but it's just now it's not particularly elevated, right? But it's perfectly readable now, at least. So it could potentially go into early access, but since nobody cares anyway, I'm just mentioning it just so I have something to report. But yeah, I'm considering just uploading it as an early access, just in case. But like just in case anyone's interested, you know, or in case I want to show somebody that there's progress being done. Other than that, I am pretty much, well, those are the main three things. The last month was unexpectedly musical because the gear at the library finally became available. You know, something I was eyeballing for quite a while. And it's kind of like, there's not a lot of point checking out just one synthesizer, you know, because there's only so many things you can do with just one synthesizer. And some other synths, there's at least one synth that is just like, there's constantly like 13 people waiting for, and there's one copy of it. So that one is just impossible to check out. And well, I could, you know, take a place in the line. Obviously, I could take a ticket, but by the time that synth is available, there's going to be like at least 60 or even 70% chance that nothing else will be available to, you know, take with it. And although I wouldn't necessarily mind just checking out one synth at a time, again, there's not that many interesting things you can actually do with just one synth at a time. Yeah, but some other things have periodically, you know, there are windows of time when there's just like no reservation at all. And few stars kind of aligned for something interesting to happen. And then only half of those synthesizers actually were available. So by the time my 2 weeks expired for the first batch of synthesizers, the other half became available. And I was lucky enough that like half of the first batch could be extended. So the whole thing ended up taking like a month instead of 2 weeks. And yeah, I'm done with it now. I do have a little bit of progress to report on CLOUDOME, although there's not a lot of it, I suppose. Just kind of like a bit of a reminder that I am, in fact, still, well, I wouldn't call it working on it, but I do plan on finishing the XS build. And AZ, well, yeah, book 1 of AZ is essentially finished. It's just a matter of the last 3 chapters I don't really want to release right now because I want to give them a few more passes. And there's kind of no hurry because no one cares anyway. So, but yeah, I will be posting some music-ish videos in the near future. I have recorded a crap ton of stuff with those synths. Well, all things considered, it's basically just going to be 4 tracks, I think, but those are going to be long tracks, really long. And I have recorded video of, because all of those, well, let's call them tracks, right? I recorded all of them live. There's only one section of one track that was recorded not live, but rather just kind of like select synthesizers just playing with each other. Just like record mode, just like in a regular tracking fashion. But everything else, yeah, multi-channel recording of really long live sessions. And it's pretty, you know, worthy of my stupid YouTube channel. And one more thing is that one of those recordings I actually don't have a video for. It's a 30-minute long synthesizer live session. And well, because I wanted to make something worthy, you know, of actually making like a music release of, you know, I did several takes. So it took a long time, right? Because each take is like 20 to 30 minutes, or however long it takes me to make like a really big mistake that prompts me to just, okay, let's start over, right? Well, after you start over, like a 30-minute long live track you're trying to record, after you start over a couple times, you feel like restarting the recording so that you don't have like, you know, like an hour of wasted footage in your file. And for some reason, I think I restarted it, I think twice. And at one point, I forgot to start my external recorder because it was recording the main out, just in case, just like the main monitor of mine. And that was not that big a deal, but I ended up re-recording that take anyway. I ended up scrambling that take, but the final one, for some reason, OBS decided not to record my, the video part. The video part was being recorded separately because I didn't want to do like a 10-channel, you know, multi-channel recording plus OBS, because OBS, you know, overloads your CPU as fuck. Obviously on the Mac, I only have access to CPU encoding. So I did it on an external laptop. And maybe the touchpad for that laptop double-clicked, because it happens. Kind of like, you know, the cheap body of a laptop like crackles or something as you put it down, and it accidentally triggers like the tap or the click on the touchpad. It does happen if you're not a laptop user, not a cheap laptop user. It actually does happen. You just grab your laptop at a random spot and it triggers like the click of a touchpad, the touchpad. And maybe essentially it ended up double clicking or something. So, but then I still would have had a file. I would have had like a 1-second recording though. Yeah. Wait, did I close the gate? I don't remember. If I have both hands busy. No, I think I did, but let's double check. Sorry. I think I did, yeah. Let's walk back and forth anyway. I still would have had like a 1 second or like half a second, you know, just a couple frame long goddamn recording file. And I don't. So I don't know what happened, because I definitely tapped, okay, on the touchpad. But the video thing did not record. So instead, I have all of the outtakes, you know, all of the video recordings of the takes I didn't end up going with. And those takes, you know, those video files do not align particularly well with what I ended up doing in the final take. But that's all I've got now. So I'm thinking I'm just going to have like a visualizer and like a broken, wrong take somewhere in the corner. But I still want to post those on YouTube because, I mean, those are live synthesizer tinkerings, and I recorded the video part on purpose. So yeah, that's what's coming to YouTube channels. And yeah, just in case you're interested in my writing, yeah, I'm also doing that. I think, yeah, last time I did announce like some of the changes to memory list, and yeah, pretty much that's it. A little bit of CLOUDOME. I definitely plan on doing some there are some big things that need to be done for the XS build to actually be viable. But I am still in a position where if I were to sit down full time, it could be done in a matter of maybe even a month, legitimately. Because I work fast and I work a lot when I actually work on something. Like not in this absolutely insane multitasking mode I'm in right now. And I'm in that mode just because there are a couple of things I suppose I would like to finish before I die, but none of them are anything that anyone cares about. So I've been at it for long enough to where my own creativity, I have all the fun with it just inside my head. Like, I know what I can do, and the road to actually achieving some of those things is not actually as fun. Because creating sucks. Creating for nobody. Like, there is no such thing as appreciating the journey to producing a 2-hour-long cinematic ambient track. No, you literally lose your mind in the process. It is simultaneously the most boring thing you will feel like you're doing ever, and it gets tedious to the point where by the end you don't even care. Like, I know people who say, oh hey, I like listening to my music because it's a bit of a like victory lap for me. Dude, after spending like couple of dozen hours like producing a track, but if it's a big LP or even an EP that you also the one in charge for mastering, like, no, you literally will lose your mind. You get PTSD from it. Like, if you ever hear your music again, it actually triggers it. So yeah, I know my output has been kind of like all over the place lately, but yeah, when I sit down to actually do something, I do it quick. Like, most people have absolutely no discipline, and being disciplined has definitely been getting more and more difficult with age, because first of all, my fuse for technical difficulties and just general, things not working has been so short as of late. And well, there are many reasons. Maybe there are some hormonal reasons. Maybe like I'm getting old, so maybe like I don't have any testosterone left or whatever the fuck, so my mood is all fucked up. I don't know. It could be something like that. But it is also just a purely deeply philosophical dissatisfaction with the fact that the year is 2025. For me, as a game developer / designer and a musician / audio engineer / producer, technology has barely made any progress in the last 15 years to actually make my life easier. As a musician, yeah, sure, there are a few things right now that, like, I don't know, noise canceling has been real nice, noise removal. But like RX, like Isotope RX, I think fucking 2 was already borderline perfect for most normal uses for like noise removal, That's a 15-year-old technology. That's not something that only with AI, quote unquote, we recently, no. No. All the magical technology is not so fucking magical. Actually, it's 15 to 20 years old. And the other thing is, like, wouldn't it be nice to just press a button and have your track mastered without like stupid fucking AI bullshit? Where you upload a track and then AI kind of masters it for you, and then you can just either take it or leave it. Like, no, can there actually be some kind of auto mastering, please? Isotope has some automatic mastering tools. They're all bullshit. They all do literally the same thing. They apply the same multi-band compress. It's in either Nectar or Neutron, whichever one of those is for mastering. And there is automatic mastering in that bullshit. And it applies Maximizer the same multiband compressor that lightly multiband compresses your mix, like hardly, you hardly can even fucking notice that shit. And super basic light fucking equalizer. Like, yeah, sure, it does make some mixes noticeably smoother, but it's not anything I could not have done myself in about 3 minutes. Okay, instead the automatic detection bullshit system can do it in 20 seconds. Whoop-de-doo. You know, didn't particularly save me a crap ton of time, sorry. Huh. So yeah, guys. Not really having as much fun. I was never actually having that much fun with all those like technicalities. You know, when you're a creative person, in the time it takes you to write, record, and produce one track, you could have written 10. Kid you not. So it's very annoying constantly being held back by those like, you know, like production fucking bullshit. Also, it's unfair to expect of a musician to also be an audio engineer. I know I'm kind of past that point, right? I'm over the hump, but it's like still, you know, it's bullshit. The general advice I give kids these days, if you want to be a musician, find yourself some like student of audio engineering who will do that shit like for you for free. And it actually doesn't matter how good a job they do. Like, don't control them at all. Just write your music, record what you need to record, and pass it on to a producer/engineer, and whatever they give you back, like, sure, you can give some feedback to them if something like legitimately needs to be changed that they can change without too much supervision. But like, don't micromanage the process at all, because honestly it's not worth it. Oh, a little too much bass here, or a little bit not enough bass over there. People don't care. Quality of production doesn't matter at all. It does not matter. Like, people will listen to whatever they want, and what they want to listen is music that they believe is popular, is trendy, is good. So whatever people are told is good, they will listen to it. And then, you know, all the questionable decisions about that music. Oh, something is written kind of funkily over here. Something smells funky. Oh, here there is way too much treble in here. Like, this literally, you know, grinds against my ears. All of those decisions, once you are inside the bubble of approved artists, approved visionaries, you know, auteurs, all of those decisions will be reinterpreted as creative choices. Yeah. It's only while you don't have any audience at all, you know, people actually will give you criticism like, this part is a little bit stupid. Bitch, Taylor Swift has fucking 50% of her music is the stupid part. Okay, that could have been written much better. Oh, that part, the production could have been a bit tighter on that track. Dude, no one cares. It's all bullshit. It's only while you don't have any audience at all you care about those things, and people who might criticize your music care about those things. If instead of 5 people, 4 of whom are your parents, listened to your music, you would have gotten no feedback at all on your production quality. Because it doesn't matter. Ultimately, it doesn't matter. Yeah. So, it's very demoralizing, but, you know, I do it, and I do it quick. When I sit down to do some video gaming, video game deving, I do it quick. You know, I don't take half a year. Most people don't have the discipline. That's what I started to say. They cannot actually sit down and work, because as a super indie, super game dev, I have worked with people with whom you have a Discord call, or even multiple, where they sell you on that fact that they are super hyped to work on your game pretty much full time because they have no obligations right now. A lot of them are young people with actually were in my experience, young people with pretty much no obligations, yeah. And they realize that it'll take months before we have anything even remotely playable, anything that we can show to people. And they understand that. And it might take years, before the game is actually out. And they're totally fine with it. And then they work by themselves for 2 hours. And they go back on TikTok, playing on the background while they are just doing Escape from Tarkov for 16 hours a day. The only way those people can work is with the supervisor behind their back. That's it. They cannot actually work by themselves. And it's not necessarily from people's laziness, it's just a character trait, I believe. That most people cannot actually do literally anything other than leisure unless there's someone behind their back. Or there is immediate return. Like long-term thing, you actually need to be grinding on a long-term pole. You need to be grinding your ass against, for potentially months and months, if not years, before you actually arrive to the point that you can show somebody what you've done. Most people cannot do it. They work for a little bit and they like, okay, well, when's the return? Oh, return is in 2 years? Hell no, I'm not doing that. And that's one superpower, okay? Say about you want about my talent as a musician, or my talent or my imagination, my creativity as a game designer. My superpower is that I can actually sit down and work, knowing that it may be weeks, if not years, before I have anything to show for the thing I'm working on. 99.999% of people absolutely cannot do that. In fact, I am yet to professionally or casually know a single person who can actually work by themselves, like on their own stuff, like with the same willpower that I can. But it's been getting more difficult with age, definitely. And once you realize, like once you do it long enough without anyone caring at all, like, yeah, dude, it gets rather boring. Alrighty, I'm a go, I think. Very much said everything I'm doing, and yeah. There will be posts on Patreon, I think, describing in more detail more or less everything I've mentioned here.